Back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. We haven't done a lot of soccer talk this year, even though Lucas has been pining for it, calling a lot of the Nashville SC games. Of course, you can hear those on 104.5 The Zone, and we're very happy to have Walker Zimmerman back on the show. Talk a little SC, and of course, getting his second call-up to the U.S. men's national team. Walker, thank you so much for stopping by. We have to start in the obvious place, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to ask you this, but what the hell happened to your hair? Uh-oh. There's whispering in the background. We may need to let Walker know that we're back from the segment. I don't know if we need to fade him down in the immediate, Bert, so we make sure that there's nothing untoward that makes it into the interview. But you let me know when Walker can hear us properly, because we can certainly hear him. But we'll get to Walker here in just a second.
Don't want to be eavesdropping.
Yeah, I felt like I was.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I didn't want to. It felt dirty. It felt a little dirty. We'll work through the communications aspect of it here in just a second. But what can you tell people about what you have coming up? Not just you specifically, obviously, even though you're going to be on the call for Westwood One next week.
Taylor in the FNM chat says, ask him if he has any concerns about a Samson situation. So I like that. The U.S. plays two friendlies Saturday and then Tuesday in Nashville before the Gold Cup, which is really their last chance to compete together for 4 to 5 weeks before the World Cup comes to U.S. soil. World Cup is coming to America, which means we don't have to play qualifying matches, which gets you prepared for the World Cup. So you have to find other ways to get the team together and on the same page, and with the new manager that just arrived last fall. So, right now the storyline with the U.S. Would be the guys that are not there, but it also means opportunity for the guys that are there in that camp, and Walker absolutely is one of those guys and one of those leaders.
It is going to be it's going to be a lot of fun. It always is. And I know it's been rocking at Geodis Park so far this year, and just the streak that they've been on. Again, 10 unbeaten results. I know that includes draws, which may make some people turn up their nose, but I know we've got Walker Zimmerman hanging out, and I hope that he can hear us at this point, because Walker, we felt like we were eavesdropping a little bit. We could hear whispers in the background from PR handlers and things of the like, so we very quickly cut away. How are you, bud?
Yeah, I'm doing great. We had to make sure we had all of our talking points in order, and make sure our team photographer, John Dorton, was saying things that were PG rated. We're here. We're live. We're on 104.5 The Zone. Great to be here.
Those damn photogs, man. You can't trust them to handle themselves on FCC safe radio, can you?
He's from Nashville, man. He was just excited talking about the game. He wants everyone to come out. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I know the city's excited, and I know you're excited to get another opportunity to compete at that level, Walker. But for you guys, just to start with club play first and foremost, like Nashville SC has been electric so far this year, and a streak of 10 unbeaten results is so impressive. I know you missed a good chunk of time throughout the course of the season dealing with the concussion situation, but for you and the club right now, how proud are you of the progress that you've been able to make year over year?
Yeah, so proud. I mean, looking at where we've come from year one to now, and even from the beginning of the season to now, there's just been a lot of growth. And you see a lot of guys who have taken advantage of the opportunity they've gotten. BJ's done a great job with just kind of resetting the culture, really implementing some principles of play that have, I think, progressed our team into being one of the top teams in the league, and certainly a team that not a lot of other teams want to play. So we're doing well. It's very process-based. We're trying not to get too high with the wins or too low with the losses, just kind of trusting in what we do day in and day out, and that's been a good little formula for success for us so far.
Walker, before we move on to some of the U.S. men's national team stuff and camp, how that's going in Chicago, obviously you had worked with BJ prior to him coming to Nashville during his stint with the national team as an assistant under Greg Berhalter, of course, the interim manager for a period. So can you just take me back to that transition from the 9 games that BJ coached last year after coming in the summer, and then sort of getting his feet under him, having a whole offseason and launching into 2025. What's been the biggest difference to you with BJ and kind of how his message is permeating through the team now with you guys having so much success as opposed to when he had just arrived and it was kind of getting his bearings a little bit?
Yeah, I think it takes time. I think there are so many kind of phases of play that he wanted to adjust. There were principles that he wanted to ingrain in our minds. There were culture, building opportunities that he wanted to create. And so for us, not making the playoffs was actually a good thing last year. It gave us more time to train. It gave us a month kind of locked in with the guys who would stick around for the most part for the next season, and gave us that opportunity to train and get to know BJ, for BJ to know the players that he had, the players that he needed to bring in. And so it was a really good window of time for us to start the process of building for 2025. So when preseason came around, we felt like we could hit the ground running because we had, a pretty good stretch of off-season training there. And so it ended up being a blessing in disguise for us.
Sitting here at the halfway point of the MLS regular season, probably far ahead of where most people around the league would have expected Nashville. But for you, almost 2 months out with that concussion, what was that like for you? Kind of sitting back and watching the guys have some success while you were gone, obviously itching to get back on the field, and just how did that recovery process go? Walker, up almost 2 months out with a concussion and in the protocol, obviously no small thing. And certainly it was a tough to watch that injury and great to see you back. But just what was that process like?
It was a strange time, man. It was a really strange time. I felt like I had to kind of release control a little bit of trying to just find the secret formula for success to get back on the field as fast as possible and just kind of let it run its course a little bit. Obviously seeking, different answers and opinions on what we could do to speed it up, but mentally just not trying to rush it back. That's kind of the advice you hear from everyone is you don't want to rush these things. Obviously with the brain being such an important part in what we do every day. So, and that's for outside of soccer as well. But it was really fun watching the group, even though I wasn't playing and was dying to be out in the field with them. Watching them play the way that they were playing, and different guys stepping up and taking their opportunities. It was really special and just kind of encapsulated what this team is all about. And it's next man up mentality, be a guy on the rise. And we saw a lot of guys who had a great month of May and even back into April. So really excited and proud of the group. Proud's definitely an understatement for what we've done the last 2 months.
Walker Zimmerman here with us on 104.5 The Zone. You can be in the building at Geodis Park Tuesday. We're less than a week away, June the 10th, when the U.S. men's national team takes on Switzerland in the Coca-Cola send-off match. Walker, I know anytime you get the opportunity to play for your country, it's a huge deal. But what are you most excited about to have this friendly in Nashville and specifically the matchup with the Swiss?
I think it's always fun playing for the national team, but when you get to do it in kind of your hometown or the town that you play in, it makes it even more special. I know we already have a lot of friends and family who are going to come out to the game to watch us play. I know we got to play in Nashville at Nissan Stadium in the past, and then I wasn't able to play for the U.S. last year at Geodis. So I'm excited to be there in front of all of our Nashville SC season ticket holders. There's going to be a lot of buzz going on around the stadium beforehand. I know there's like a Jim Beam kickoff party. It's going to be a lot of fun for kids, a lot of fun for families. So I hope everyone can come out. I think the atmosphere is going to be great. And again, being in the city that I get to play in, it makes it all the more special.
Tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com. You can be at Geodis Park, like I mentioned. I'm going to be there. It's going to be an exciting time. Lucas is going to be there calling the game for Westwood One. And, of course, Walker and the men's national team are going to be putting on a show.
And Walker, obviously, coming into this camp and coming off of that Nations League disappointment, which I know we're not a part of individually, what has just the tenor been like in camp? As a lot of big names that aren't there, and that's kind of been what a lot of U.S. fans are talking about, but that also means a lot of opportunity for guys. So first few days, I know you guys just got there in Chicago on Sunday, but what's the vibe? What's the feel been like? Is there kind of this sense of eager opportunity to you, maybe more so than camps of the past?
100%. I think it's a really big tournament for guys just going into the World Cup next year. It's an opportunity to be in front of the coaching staff for a month plus, and a lot of guys are excited. I mean, the buzz around training has been very good. I think it's exactly what you're saying, where guys are eager to take this opportunity and are grateful for the opportunity. So I know that'll only increase as we start playing some games in the coming days, but overall, vibes are good. Everyone's working hard, and we're ready to have a good summer.
Now, this isn't your first time working under Mauricio Pochettino. I know you were part of that January camp as well earlier this year, but obviously with the importance placed on these games and you guys not having World Cup qualifiers to prepare for the tournament, what's it been like to watch him and to work with a manager that's obviously worked with some of the biggest talents in world soccer? as sort of that sense of urgency gets heightened? What has been your impression of working under Mauricio Pochettino?
It's been great. I mean, he's a really passionate coach. He's someone that, he wants to really dig into this belief that we can win, that we were expected to win, that we can represent the country with pride. And so I think he's, his talking points before the sessions or before the camp are exactly on point. It's about the mentality. It's about the fight. It's about the grit. That comes first. That's a non-negotiable. And then obviously you get into the tactical side of things after that. But it all starts with the mentality. It starts with the pride. And so that was a message that we've already gotten here at this camp, and one that we're going to continue for the rest of the summer.
All right, so there's a good chunk of the audience that can see you, obviously, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, where we're live streaming. But for the FM audience, you have a buzz cut. All right, who has been most shocked by the haircut? Because honest to God, Walker, it threw me off entirely when I saw a picture of you this morning.
Man, it was actually funny going into the locker room for the game on Saturday in Nashville, because I would basically go up and give someone a handshake, and they'd kind of be like, oh, yeah, what's up? And they'd turn around like so fast and whip their neck around, like, wait, what? Like, I didn't even know that was you. So they were absentmindedly saying hello, and then realized, oh my gosh, that's Walker. So that was great, just seeing all my teammates' reactions. They couldn't believe it. But they were very complimentary. It was an emotional time for me, and they were very supportive of the new look. So I appreciate all of them.
No, I mean, of course, there has to have been a great amount of emotion in that, because, like, the flow is impressive, and to have earned the nickname Thor, it kind of connotes that you would have the flowing locks in the middle of that. Do you get a new nickname now? Like, I don't know how the hell you even go about this.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're going to have to, it's going to be a trial and error process. We can try some things out over the next couple of months and see what sticks.
I'd hate to be the Swiss on the other side of that emotion, dealing with the trauma of the buzz cut, even though I understand it was your own doing. And by the way, you pull it off. Like, there are very few people that could, not to gas you up, Bud, but like, it's going to be okay. Like,
it's a great time to do it. I appreciate it.
It's more for the rest of us, honestly, Walker, but I'm glad that you made some time for us on the show today. It's good to catch up with you again. Again, health and success for you guys for the rest of the season, and good luck on Tuesday. We're looking forward to being in the house.
All right. See you there. Thanks.
Thanks, Walker.
That's Walker Zimmerman of Nashville SC, and, of course, the U.S. men's national team, kind enough to make some time for us on 104.5 The Zone.